Hey guys, I haven't made a video in a while, and we had an early out today, so I got done at 1:30 for school, and I've been super busy. I am actually in a play, and our show actually is next weekend, so, and obviously I have a job and stuff like that, and I don't like my hair like that, really. My hair is so fluffy, guys, I just don't like it. Anyways, um, so I said in my other video that I would be talking about how to talk to toddlers, and I kind of realized I made the video, but I deleted it off of my iPhone because I realized that talking to a toddler is kind of simple. Main thing, just don't cuss at them, and that's it. So, I decided to make this other video, and this is a problem-ish that I'm having with one of my students. Um, it's just working with kids who may have Fragile X syndrome and, behavioral issues like that. And so I thought it'd be appropriate to make this video. And so what I realized was I wanted to find out what was actually going on, like what causes behavioral problems in kids and stuff like that. And I came across Fragile X syndrome, also known as FXS syndrome. And basically what it is it's genetic. So you just get it from your parents, or inherit it from your parents. And it has to do with their X chromosome, and this usually happens in boys, young boys. It's really common. Sorry, I'm saying a lot in this video, but yeah. So it happens mostly in boys, and it actually is proven to be the most cause of ADHD and autism. And that kind of made sense once I read through something. And it all made sense to me. So, yeah, basically what it is, you inherit from your parents. It's in your chromosome. Um, it's like the bones in your chromosome isn't giving, well, what am I trying to say? Something that the chromosome needs to get off isn't getting to their bones, and usually from your bones it goes to your brain, and that's not happening in kids with Fragile X syndrome. So what this causes kids to do is horrible, horrible tantrums. They get violent. They start swinging. They get really violent. Like, they will seriously, whatever is near them. And I've seen this happen with kids that I've worked with and have experience with, is they will take anything that is near them, even if it's a light chair, if it's a little kid's chair, they will take it and throw it. They get very, very violent. With each kid, it depends, what the cause is. So I would actually watch a kid and see what is triggering you to act like this. I did this way before I actually found out about the syndrome, and I was watching my other coworkers how they would handle the situation, and I kind of realized something. Your first reaction to deal with a kid, who's getting violent, is to pin them down and hold them down. And, kind of rough handling them, but it's not fully, if that makes sense. Obviously it's not abuse, like, that's a totally different thing. You're just kind of rough handling them. But it's to get them to stop. However, I have realized in my experience that that will not help. I mean, it kind of makes sense once I started thinking about it. And so it's not going to help. Even in any kid, I mean, if you were a kid and you were throwing a tantrum, I'm sure you wouldn't want to be rough handled. I know, and it's not just happening in the area where I am. It can happen anywhere, you know? I'm not talking about it's in my area where I live right now, but, it's anywhere. So, rough handling, it will work them up even more. And it will take 10 times longer to calm them down because, they're little kids. And you have to remember the most important thing is every single kid is developing. They may be developing at their own rate. Kids with Fragile X will be developing a lot slower, but they're all still developing. Toddlers are still top heavy. Whether this developmenting, yeah, thing is getting better with your balance. Kids, especially toddlers, and probably to like age 4-ish, are still top heavy. They're gonna fall over at random times. It's how they're built. It's so the brain can learn more of what it needs to. But anyways, so don't rough handle a kid who has terrible, terrible tantrums and behavioral issues. It's just gonna work them up more. Another thing is kids that have Fragile X might like sensory. So if you talk to them calmly, you just need to breathe. It's all on you. And, I know a little bit of kids' backgrounds that I have worked with, and you never know if it's the 13th daycare. Wouldn't it be amazing if you were the one to change that kid's life? I think it would be. And to help out with that family. And there's gonna be parents out there that don't even know what their kid has, or, I know a parent that, they don't see anything that's wrong with their child. And clearly, there's something wrong because obviously we've seen what's been going on. But, so sensory. Talk to them as calmly as you can. Once you kind of talk to them, and while talking, use sign language. If you know a little bit of sign language, like I'll sign no, and a kid will repeat it back to me. And I know, obviously, that they're getting it. And that makes such a huge difference. I show them no, all done, help, and, like, shoes, if we're gonna get shoes on. I do, like, a lot of the common ones, because, like, no's pretty common. Sit. I do it a lot. Even if you're just talking to that kid in general, it really helps you use sign language because they know they can process easier if you use your sign language. Even if you know like a little bit, it's gonna make a huge difference. So back to the touch thing. So once you kind of talk to them and use sign language, try just rubbing them first. There's some kids that you might need to go get like a baby brush and use the soft bristles of that baby brush and rub it against their skin, something soft that will calm them down. I read a story of a mother who had to do that with one of her kids. And that usually should work, and if you are in a daycare setting and they get really aggressive and you're outside playing, get them out of that situation as fast as you can. Of course, that depends on your racial and, if you have an assistant with you and stuff like that. You just have to stay calm. I know it's frustrating working with a kid who's like that. But we have to remember, they're still developing. They're still, they're still learning right from wrong. And I think the thing that kind of goes on in their heads is they know they did something wrong. And so they feel like the worst child ever because they're like, I did it, I did take that toy from that kid. That's the worst thing I can do. How can my parents love me, kind of thing. And you never want to put a child down, especially if that child has Fragile X or autism or ADHD. There's some physical things that you can see as far as having that, they tend to have larger faces. Um, Even just how they look, like in their eyes, you know, they can look a little bit like this. And their speech won't be that good. You know, their eyes will get droopy and drowny or whatever, and they're gonna not talk very clearly. There's gonna be kids that still babble at the age of 2, you know? And we all have to learn to respect it. So that's my little tip on taking care of kids with Fragile X. And yeah, I don't know what the next video will be about, but I will be sure to let you guys know. And hopefully I'll have another video out soon. So see you later, guys. I hope my videos are useful to you guys. And comment, rate, and subscribe. So, later.